Hi, Black Cat Recapped here. Today I am going to explain a mystery and thriller movie named The Room. A young couple, Matt and Kate, move into their new home in upstate New York. They are happy to start their life together as a married couple. The house needs some repairs and renovations, so they begin working on it. While organizing the kitchen, Kate finds a dead bird inside a cabinet. She goes outside to bury it but gets distracted by Matt calling her from the window. When she looks back, the bird is gone. While throwing away some things from the house, Matt notices something strange in the wall. He tears the wallpaper and finds a large door with a unique keyhole. He searches through a pile of old stuff and finds the key. Matt calls Kate and tells her about it. They open the door together, and the lights in the hallway flicker. Matt contacts the power company to report the issue. The next day, a worker from the power company comes to inspect the surges. He is surprised to find ancient and tangled wires in the basement. When Matt asks if it can be fixed, the worker says he has never seen anything like it. Before leaving, the worker tells Matt that the previous owners of the house were murdered inside. Shocked by this news, Matt starts researching it. In an old news article, Matt discovers that the couple who died were named Paul and Madeline Schaefer. The suspect's identity is unknown. Matt, who is an artist, tries to draw John Doe's face and takes a break inside the mysterious room. He finishes a bottle of liquor and wishes for another one. To his surprise, another bottle appears when the lamp flickers. Matt realizes that the room can grant wishes. Kate hears flickering lights in the living room and goes upstairs to check on Matt. Inside the room, she finds him excited as the space is filled with new things. Matt shows her an authentic Van Gogh painting and explains that the room can grant any material wish. Kate initially thinks it's a prank but realizes her husband is serious. She tests the theory and asks for $1,000, which Matt finds for her. Still unsure, she asks for $1 million, and suddenly they become millionaires. However, Kate thinks it's scary and leaves. Matt convinces her that they should enjoy it. The couple spends the entire day wishing for things. They can have clothes, champagne, art, and money with just a wish. Matt and Kate are extremely happy as they indulge themselves in expensive things. At the end of the night, Kate wonders how the room grants their wishes, but Matt tells her not to worry. In the following days, they have a lot of fun and live luxuriously. Every time they make a wish, the lights flicker and the power goes out in the basement. They celebrate their sudden wealth by partying in the room with drinks and gifts. However, the fun doesn't last long. Kate wakes up the next morning feeling empty inside because material things can't fill the void. Matt becomes concerned and surprises her with a crib, suggesting that they try to have a baby. But Kate is upset because she has already had 2 miscarriages and she storms out of the house. Later, Kate comes back and impulsively wishes for a child inside the mysterious room. When Matt finds out, he gets angry because she didn't talk to him before making the wish. They have a heated argument, with Kate saying she did it as a shortcut to motherhood. Kate explains that they could be happy that way without the risk of miscarriage or the pain of childbirth. However, Matt strongly disagrees and urges Kate to bring the baby back to the room and wish for the child to disappear. At that time, the couple goes into the room, but Kate cries and refuses to give up the baby. Instead, she gives the baby to Matt, but he can't bring himself to make the baby disappear. He gives the baby back to Kate and walks away. Eventually, they both decide to keep the baby, and they become parents overnight. While sitting at his desk, Matt sees his unfinished drawing of John Doe and does more research about an incident that happened many years ago. He finds out that the person suspected of being the killer is still alive in a mental hospital. In an old news article, John Doe says that the room made him do it. Not long after, Matt drives to the mental institution to meet John in person and ask about the room. When he arrives, a nurse tells Matt that no one has visited John for 45 years, except for news reporters, so Matt signs up as one. Finally, Matt comes face to face with an older John and starts asking him questions about the house, especially the mysterious room. John gives a sinister smile and tells Matt that he has been waiting for this moment for a long time. When Matt asks why John killed the Schaefers, John says it was the only way. John changes the subject and tells Matt to leave the house as soon as possible before it's too late. Before he leaves, John says, "The most dangerous person is not the one who can't get what they want, but the one who gets everything they want." On his way home, Matt stops at a gas station, but he's surprised to find out that his money turns into dust. Worried, he rushes home and throws the remaining money from the room to see if it will also turn into dust. Then, he tries to take the Van Gogh painting near the door to test his theory that things can't be taken outside without turning into dust. In a burst of anger, Matt breaks the walls to uncover the mystery of the room, but he can't find any answers. All he sees are complicated wires that are hard to follow. However, he tears off some wallpaper and finds a map of the house with instructions for the connected wires. Meanwhile, Kate takes the baby outside, but Matt stops her and warns that it's not safe. He doesn't tell her the real reason why they shouldn't bring the child outside. Shortly after, the baby starts screaming in pain. Upon hearing this, Matt hesitates about helping Kate and the baby, but he eventually comes to their rescue. Strangely, when they are outside, the baby rapidly ages into a young child within seconds. Once they re-enter the house, the couple is astonished by what they see. A grown boy stands before them. Later that day, Matt reveals that the room can grant whatever their hearts desire, but with the condition that they can't take it outside. If they do, the thing gets old and turns into dust. Kate says that a baby is not a thing and doesn't accept that she can't take their son outside. She becomes attached to the boy, whom she claims is her son, and names him Shane. In the following days, Kate teaches Shane at home and explains that he can't leave because there are dangerous germs outside. One day, Shane gets impatient while Kate is teaching him to read and throws a tantrum. Shane has never experienced being outside. He only knows the walls of the home he can't leave. Later, Kate receives a package and locks the door when she goes in and out. She gives the package to Matt, who ordered it, and opens a new gun. Unfortunately, Kate forgets to lock the front door and doesn't realize it. While she is busy playing the piano, Shane quietly goes to the front door and opens it. He puts his hand outside and feels the fresh breeze, curious about the outdoors. Kate suddenly notices and rushes to her son in anger. She hugs Shane, relieved that he is safe. To stop Shane from sneaking out, they decide to cover all the windows with wooden planks. That night, Kate wakes up to find Shane beside her bed, asking if he can sleep next to her. The boy tells his mother that he wants to be with her forever, and Kate holds him closer. Matt spends the next few days practicing shooting with his new gun. When he comes home, he sees Shane playing with a snow globe in his art studio. He sternly tells Shane to leave immediately, causing the boy to drop the snow globe. Until now, Matt hasn't accepted Shane as his son and acts coldly toward him. As night falls, Shane explores the house and discovers a map that leads to the basement. He finds a large power source with tangled wires and eventually ends up in the room. Throughout the night, the lights flicker in the house. When Matt wakes up, he sees a new snow globe next to him and notices the broken one in the distance. He immediately wakes up Kate and tells her about the flickering lights, suspecting the cause. The couple enters the room and is surprised to find that Shane has created an outdoor area inside it. The once small room has transformed into a vast forest where Shane happily builds a snowman. Kate is enchanted by the world their son has made and joins in the fun. However, Matt is furious and grabs Shane's arm to bring him back inside. This incident leads to an argument between the couple about whether or not Shane should be allowed to enter the room and play. Matt insists that it's dangerous, but Kate disagrees. While they argue, the phone rings and Shane answers it, even though he's not allowed to pick up the phone or talk to anyone else. Matt takes the phone from Shane and is surprised to hear John's voice on the other end. Meanwhile, Kate secretly listens to their conversation from the kitchen using another phone and hears everything they say. John explains that for Shane to be able to freely go outside the house, it requires the ultimate sacrifice of someone's life. If Kate were to die, Shane could go out and age like everyone else. Shockingly, John reveals that he was also a child granted by the room. His mother killed his father, and then made him kill her as a young man so that he could be free. He presents Matt with two options: kill Shane to save Kate, or kill Kate to save Shane. After hearing the conversation, Kate leaves the house, causing Matt to worry. She tries to crash the car but can't bring herself to do it. Alone with Shane in the house, Matt becomes frantic and even destroys his studio. Later, he prepares dinner for Shane, who sits across from him in the dining room. The curious boy keeps asking questions, and Matt's annoyance grows until he loses his temper. He tells Shane that he's not a real boy and doesn't have parents. In a fit of rage, Matt drags Shane towards the front door, but the boy runs back upstairs out of fear. In Shane's room, Matt realizes that he has hurt him and sincerely apologizes for his actions. The boy asks Matt to read to him, and they end up sleeping next to each other. When Kate comes home, she is still confused about her feelings, but seeing Matt and Shane lying together brings her peace. Later that night, the couple shares an intimate moment while Shane watches. While his parents are asleep, Shane takes the key to the front door. The next day, Matt and Kate discover that Shane went outside after finding the front door open. In another part of the house, they are shocked to see that Shane has aged overnight, although he still has the mind of a boy. He now looks like a grown man, and even holds his parents at gunpoint. Kate manages to calm him down, but then Matt and Shane get into a fight. During the struggle, Kate falls to the floor and loses consciousness. When Kate wakes up, Matt tells her that Shane died accidentally after being shot. Devastated, Kate goes outside and breaks down in tears, unable to cope with Shane's death. Matt comforts her and carries her back into the house. In the room where the fight took place, the real Matt regains consciousness and looks for his wife in the house. He notices flickering lights and becomes convinced that Kate and Shane, who has transformed into a copy of Matt, are inside. Meanwhile, Kate is still unaware that the person in front of her is actually Shane and not her husband. However, she eventually realizes the truth when Shane exhibits one of his habits of eating ice. With determination, Matt breaks through the walls and wires to reach the room, which has transformed into a forest. He discovers that Shane used the room to create a duplicate house and had taken Kate there, pretending to be Matt, with the intention of taking advantage of her. Driven to rescue his wife, Matt runs through the woods and enters the cloned home. Upon hearing Matt's arrival, Shane prepares for another fight. This gives Kate an opportunity to get up and leave, but she sees two versions of Matt in the hallway. She is torn between them, as they look remarkably similar. One of them tries to grab her hand, but she pushes him away and calls out Shane's name. Shane loses consciousness after falling down the stairs and reverts to his true form. Meanwhile, Matt and Kate find themselves trapped inside the room because Shane continuously wishes for them to be confined. After multiple attempts to escape, Matt stops and considers a way out. The couple encounters Shane by the door, and he attacks Matt, fatally stabbing him. Shane then tries to comfort Kate but realizes that they are just replicas of the real Matt and Kate. In a desperate bid to escape, Matt and Kate run towards the exit of the room through the forest, with Shane in pursuit. At the actual home, Shane attacks Matt but is dragged outside with him. Shane rushes back to the door, but Kate quickly shuts it before he can enter. Shane cries out for his mommy as he rapidly ages into an elderly man, while Kate looks on. He moves slowly, his body deteriorating until it turns into dust. In that moment, the couple holds onto each other after experiencing a traumatic day. A month later, they move into a smaller place and find some peace. However, Kate is horrified when she sees a positive result on her pregnancy test. She is unsure if the baby belongs to Matt or Shane. A lamp flickers, making her question if they are still trapped in the room.